Have you ever felt that something greater is happening around us? As if an invisible force is pushing us toward a new reality. Welcome to the Age of Aquarius, a time of transformation, revolution, and spiritual rebirth. Prepare to unravel the mysteries of this cosmic period that has already begun to shape the destiny of humanity. The Age of Aquarius is more than just an astrological phase. It is a milestone in the spiritual and social evolution of humanity. The solar system revolves around the galaxy along an imaginary line called the ecliptic, an eternal cycle called the cosmic year by the Egyptian priests. They divided this 360-degree rotation of the solar system across the celestial dome into 12 sectors of 30 degrees each. The Sun takes 2,160 years to traverse each of them. These are the 12 star constellations, each with a zodiac sign. It is during this rotation that the planet receives energy from the 12 constellations, or zodiac signs, which define the destiny of man in each reincarnation and the circumstances that the soul must experience. This movement determines the duration of the physical structures that sustain human organization. If you don't believe that the energy of the stars can influence human life in any way, it's because your thoughts are still structured around a completely materialistic paradigm where only the material world exists. However, current science has already proven the wave-particle duality, meaning it is scientifically proven that subatomic particles, such as electrons and photons, light particles, can behave both as particles, with mass and located at a specific point, and as waves, spreading across an area and displaying characteristics such as interference and diffraction. It's not that they are one or the other, but both, in a complementary way. Everything that exists and is made of atoms has an electromagnetic field, which emits and receives electromagnetic waves. This is a scientific truth, one of the foundations of the universe. When we look at the stars, we can think of them as emitters of energy waves that affect everything around them, including Earth and its inhabitants. Just as waves spread and interfere with each other, planetary movements emit waves of influence that can affect the Earth's energy flows and, consequently, human behavior. Imagine these influences as a cosmic dance where each celestial body moves, and its wave reverberates throughout the universe, touching our lives in subtle yet profound ways. At the end of each cycle of 25,920 years, a cataclysm happens on planet Earth, giving rise to a new form of development, a different possibility for organization. At the end of each great cosmic year, major changes occur in the Sun, causing significant climatic alterations that destroy everything built on Earth. This is part of the process created by the Supreme Intelligence, God, to allow for new developments on this planet. New expressions that allow for different ways of seeing the universe. It is as if the body of humanity dies every 25,920 years to be reborn in a more perfect form, just as happens with man, but on a collective scale of a greater mind. The position of the solar system under the ecliptic is currently exactly in the middle of the transition between the previous era, the Age of Pisces, and the new era, the famous Age of Aquarius. Each era carries the energy and lessons of an astrological sign, shaping the predominant values and paradigms of civilization. During the Age of Pisces, which began in 150 BC and lasted until 2010 AD, we lived under the sign of faith, sacrifice, and structured religions. It was a period when humanity sought to understand the divine through dogmas, doctrines, and saviors. The symbol of Pisces, represented by two fish swimming in opposite directions, illustrates this duality, the conflict between the spiritual and the material. The era that is now passing taught us to believe in something greater, to seek the transcendent. However, as we move into Aquarius, the lessons shift focus. It is no longer enough to believe. It is necessary to understand, question, and expand horizons. Aquarius, ruled by Uranus, brings with it qualities of innovation, freedom, and collective progress. While Pisces looked up for redemption, Aquarius raises its hands to build something new, questioning structures that no longer serve humanity. This is an era that values interconnection and collaboration. Aquarius teaches us that no one evolves alone. It is in the collective that we find our true strength. In the historical context, astrological ages have been associated with significant transformations. The transition from Taurus to Aries, for example, marked the beginning of the great warrior civilizations. The passage from Aries to Pisces coincided with the rise of monotheistic religions. Now, as we enter Aquarius, the world is beginning to feel the first signs of a monumental change, the awakening of collective consciousness. It will be in the Age of Aquarius that humanity will finally learn to decipher this language, uniting science, spirituality, and intuition in an unprecedented harmony. More than external changes, the Age of Aquarius marks an inner revolution. The concept of spirituality is transforming, moving away from dogmas and towards self-knowledge and direct connection with the divine. Meditation, esoteric study, and the search for purpose become pillars of this new form of spirituality. Science, in turn, will no longer be seen as the enemy of faith, but as its ally. Discoveries in the field of quantum physics, for example, are already pointing to a reality where matter and energy, visible and invisible, are deeply interconnected. This knowledge will be fundamental in constructing a new worldview. However, the Age of Aquarius is not limited to the spiritual realm. It also challenges us to rethink our social, economic, and political systems. The sign of Aquarius symbolizes equality and collectivity, suggesting a transition to more horizontal and collaborative models of governance. Traditional leadership, based on authority, will give way to forms of organization where everyone has a voice. Technology will play a crucial role in this process, connecting people and ideas on a global scale. The Internet, with its social networks and advances in artificial intelligence, represents the beginning of an era where information is the most valuable resource. Sustainability will be another central point in the Age of Aquarius. This is a period that invites us to care for the planet as an extension of ourselves. The concept of Gaia, the Earth as a living organism, will gain even more strength, inspiring ecological practices and innovative solutions to environmental challenges. The search for clean energy sources, the regeneration of ecosystems, and the reduction of human impact on the environment will be priorities. This ecological awareness reflects the very essence of Aquarius, the understanding that everything is interconnected. Thus, the Age of Aquarius is the collective understanding that we are co-creators of our reality. This era challenges us to integrate the best of ourselves, our logic, intuition, science, and spirituality, into a harmonious whole. We are faced with a unique opportunity to rediscover who we are and reimagine what we can be as a collective. The Age of Aquarius announces a singular revolution, unlike any transformation humanity has ever experienced. It will not be marked by flags, parties, ideologies, or charismatic leaders. On the contrary, this will be a silent revolution, without trenches or physical confrontations, where anger will be combated with compassion, greed with generosity, and ignorance with wisdom. It is a revolution of consciousness, a deep and individual transformation that, collectively, will shape a new paradigm for the planet. While past revolutions sought external changes, such as the overthrow of governments or the reconfiguration of economic systems, which is doomed to fail due to the overall societal level of consciousness remaining the same, The Age of Aquarius focuses on the internal, the invisible, and the essential. It is a journey that starts within each human being, where old dogmas and patterns of thought are questioned and eventually overcome. The search is not for enemies to fight, but for internal shadows to illuminate. It is an internal revolution which transforms the world from the inside out. The absence of flags and divisions reflects the Aquarian essence of collectivity and interconnection. In the revolution of consciousness, there is no us versus them, but only a universal we. Each individual becomes responsible for their own transformation, contributing to a global energy field where empathy, solidarity, and mutual understanding are the true driving forces. This revolution does not seek to impose ideas, but to inspire through example, showing that true power resides in inner peace and self-knowledge. The Age of Aquarius also challenges the need for labels and fixed identities. In a world where names and symbols often divide, this revolution promotes a return to the pure essence of human experience. It is not necessary to belong to a group or adopt a specific ideology to participate in this transformation. It is enough to be willing to look into the mirror of the soul and recognize both the light and the shadows that reside in each of us. In essence, the revolution of the Age of Aquarius is a call to authenticity. It is not about fighting against external systems, but transcending internal limitations. On the day enough people awaken to this reality, the planet will change in the blink of an eye. The revolution starts within. By transforming our individual consciousness, we also transform the collective consciousness. Thus, without flags to defend or names to glorify, this will be an unprecedented revolution, an awakening that will lead us to a new way of being and existing in the world. The Age of Aquarius brings with it an intense movement of changes, permeating all aspects of human life. Its influences will be felt in the sciences, arts, spirituality, and our social structures. In the field of technology, we will witness unprecedented advancements. Artificial intelligence, which once seemed like a futuristic dream, is already beginning to integrate into our daily lives in surprising ways. Systems capable of creating, interpreting, and even feeling will be available, challenging the limits of what it means to be human. The study of haptics, the science that studies touch and sensory interactions, will advance to such an extent that we will have games indistinguishable from reality. But this technological revolution will not be merely practical. It will also invite us to reflect on our relationship with progress. Are we using these tools to build bridges or to erect walls? At the same time, the scientific field intertwines with the spiritual in ways we could never have imagined. Discoveries like quantum entanglement, which suggests that particles can influence each other over great distances, echo ancient spiritual wisdoms that stated everything is interconnected. This dialogue between science and spirituality paves the way for a new understanding of reality, where the material and immaterial coexist harmoniously. In society, we will see the strengthening of communities based on shared values. The Age of Aquarius does not promote excessive individualism, but rather the union of efforts for the common good. Social movements will gain strength, questioning obsolete economic and political systems. The concept of democracy may expand, adopting more participatory forms that include voices once silenced. Here, progress will not be measured solely by technological advancements, but by the growth of empathy and collaboration among peoples. Sooner or later, ideas for new models of society will begin to gain increasing relevance. Alternative models of a society based on a resource economy, the sustainable use of technology, and a focus on human and environmental well-being, where education is centered on the development of critical thinking, the understanding of natural and social systems, and global cooperation. An education that prepares individuals to contribute to society as a whole. Initiatives like the Venus Project will gain more and more prominence in discussions by those seeking a better future for all. The planet will also be a central focus of attention. Ecological awareness will reach new heights, driven by a growing perception that the Earth is a living organism. The regeneration of ecosystems and the adoption of renewable energies will be not just ethical choices, but fundamental needs to ensure survival. The cities of the future, connected by intelligent and sustainable networks, could become refugees of harmony between humans and nature. The Age of Aquarius brings with it an expanded awareness of the impacts of human choices on the planet, other living beings, and spirituality itself. In this context, the consumption of meat is a practice that will inevitably enter into debate. This new age invites us to reflect deeply on eating habits and their consequences on multiple levels, from the environmental to the ethical, through to the spiritual. On the environmental level, meat production is one of the greatest contributors to the degradation of the planet. From deforestation for grazing to the greenhouse gas emissions generated by livestock, the impact is undeniable. On the ethical level, meat consumption raises questions about respect for life and the dignity of other beings. With the expansion of empathy and compassion, characteristics of the Age of Aquarius, awareness of animal rights and the suffering involved in industrial farming and slaughter practices will grow. It will become a consensus, common to all, to recognize animals not just as resources, but as sentient beings, promoting a more compassionate and conscious relationship with the animal kingdom. In my personal opinion, I believe that we as a society, many years from now, will see the current meat industry much in the same way we view the enslavement of other human beings today. In the arts, creativity will flourish like never before. Influenced by Aquarius, art will be liberating, challenging norms, and creating new forms of expression. We will see a fusion of styles and cultural traditions in a movement that celebrates diversity while recognizing the unity of the human experience. Music, painting, literature, and cinema will become vehicles for transmitting the transformative energies of this period. However, the most significant transformation will occur within each one of us. The Age of Aquarius calls us to an inner awakening, to an expansion of consciousness that allows us to see beyond illusions. Practices like meditation, yoga, and esoteric studies will become more popular as they reflect the search for balance and self-knowledge that this age demands. It will be a time to question deeply held beliefs, to free ourselves from patterns that no longer serve us, and to find the true purpose of our existence. The transition, however, will not be easy. Every change creates discomfort, and this period will be no exception. There will be resistance, both at individual and collective levels. Often, the new must confront the old in an intense way, and this will inevitably bring moments of crisis. The world will undergo catharsis. The Age of Aquarius is, above all, a journey of transformation. It calls us to have the courage to abandon what no longer serves us and embrace the unknown. It is an opportunity to rebuild the world and ourselves, based on principles of love, freedom, and connection. The future is not just coming, it is being shaped by our choices, here and now. The transition to the Age of Aquarius is not only a period of great promises, but also of profound challenges. Every significant change requires that we face our deepest fears and confront what we have long avoided. In this new cycle, we will be challenged, both individually and collectively, to detach from the old and embrace the unknown with courage. The first major obstacle is attachment to obsolete structures, systems of power, beliefs, and ways of life that have long been consolidated show signs of wear, but many resist abandoning them. The sense of security these structures offer may create a comfortable illusion, but it also limits the potential for growth. Here, the challenge is to overcome the fear of the new and recognize that change is not only inevitable, but necessary. When the Age of Aquarius began on this planet, a little over a decade ago, and the light began to shine brighter, we entered a period in which the veil covering hidden realities began to dissipate. Under the influence of Aquarian energies, we live in a time of intense exposure of the dark structures that have governed humanity for so long. This is a time of unveiling, where deeply kept secrets come to the surface, provoking both indignation and an opportunity for transformation. In the entertainment industry, for example, we are witnessing the exposure of systematic abuses and crimes that once remained hidden. Scandals involving the abuse of power, influence peddling, and even nefarious practices of human exploitation have been widely revealed, drawing public attention to the toxic dynamics that sustain superficial glamour. Moreover, the discussion about unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and possible extraterrestrial contacts also gained strength in this new age, until the moment of direct contact. For decades, governments and institutions denied or minimized such phenomena, relegating them to the realm of fiction or collective imagination. However, in recent years, the release of official documents and reports from reliable witnesses has brought credibility to the topic. This unveiling not only challenges our understanding of the universe, but also opens space for questioning the historical narrative that was presented to us. When the existence of extraterrestrial life becomes fully clarified to the human race, other slightly deeper questions will begin to arise, such as, if aliens exist, how long have we had contact with them? Or, going even deeper down the rabbit hole, what influence do they have on our current society? The truth will sooner or later come to light, it is inevitable. And like a house of cards, as soon as the first of the fundamental paradigms upon which our society is structured falls to the ground, the entire house will collapse. This is Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction, at work. This is what is described in the Bible as the apocalypse. For a new way of living as a society to emerge, current paradigms need to be overcome. However, as external systems and structures crumble, we are invited to look within and confront our own shadows and illusions. This is where the revolution arises. This process of enlightenment is not easy, as it requires the courage to face both the collective truth and individual truths. However, it is through this confrontation that humanity can move forward into a future more aligned with values of empathy, justice, and authenticity. In this period of revelations, it is crucial to remember that the light of truth, although sometimes painful, is the first step toward healing and transformation. The Age of Aquarius teaches us that only by exposing the wounds of the past can we truly begin to build a more conscious and compassionate world. Thus, this is a time of great challenge, but also of profound hope, where the truth finally becomes an ally in the awakening of humanity. Another significant challenge is the rapid pace of transformations. Technologies emerge quickly, paradigms are broken, and information moves at a dizzying pace. Many feel overwhelmed, unable to keep up with this torrent of new things. In this context, there is a need to develop resilience and the ability to discern what really matters amid the excess of stimuli. Polarization will also be a challenging characteristic of this period. Amid attempts to break from the past, conflicts between different worldviews are likely to intensify. Polarities between progress and tradition, between science and spirituality, between individualism and collectivism, will require us to find paths of integration. True progress will be possible only when divergences are seen as opportunities for dialogue and mutual learning, rather than insurmountable divisions. At the personal level, where the real revolution will happen, the biggest challenge will be facing one's own inner self. The Age of Aquarius invites each individual to a deep process of self-knowledge, but this is a path full of traps. Fears, doubts, and past traumas will emerge with intensity, demanding healing. The ego, accustomed to controlling and protecting, may resist this journey, creating a sense of inner struggle. To move forward, one will need to cultivate the practice of self-acceptance and forgiveness, understanding that growth only occurs when we embrace our shadows. Connection to spirituality will also be challenged by superficial or distorted interpretations. In a world where access to information is nearly unlimited, not everything that presents itself as spiritual truth resonates with the truth. The challenge here will be to learn to distinguish the essential from the superficial, seeking practices and teachings that truly promote transformation and wisdom. It is a call to develop a practical spirituality, one that is not limited to theories or beautiful phrases, but reflected in actions and daily choices. Finally, collective transition will require patience and collaboration. While some parts of the world advance toward Aquarian consciousness, others may cling to conservatism and resistance. The impatience for everyone to keep up with the pace may generate frustrations and divisions. The challenge will be to exercise compassion and empathy, recognizing that each human being, each culture, has its own time and path to awakening. As Carl Jung taught, what we do not face in ourselves will manifest as destiny. Thus, the Age of Aquarius offers us the chance to take the reins of our future, facing challenges consciously and creatively. Overcoming these barriers will not be an easy task, but it is precisely in confronting the challenges that true strength lies. This is the call of the new age, to transform crises into lessons, conflicts into cooperation, and fears into freedom. For, as Hermetism teaches, as above, so below, as within, so without. Every individual transformation contributes to the great collective change, and it is through this union of efforts that the Age of Aquarius will become a reality. Entering the Age of Aquarius is more than a process of adaptation. It is a call for active and conscious transformation. This is a moment that requires preparation not only externally, but most importantly, internally, as the changes this period brings begin within each individual before manifesting in the collective. The first step in preparing for the new age is cultivating self-knowledge. Without a clear understanding of who we are, we become vulnerable to the winds of external changes, losing direction amidst the transformations. Introspection, through practices such as meditation, journaling, and contemplation, becomes essential. It is in this inner silence that we begin to uncover our truths, identify our fears, and understand our deepest desires. At the same time, it is crucial to develop the ability to detach. The new age requires us to leave behind structures, beliefs, and patterns that no longer serve our evolutionary purpose. This is not an easy process, as detachment always comes with resistance. One of the hardest things is trying to pull someone out of their comfort zone when they refuse to do so. But it is in the willingness to release the old that we find space for the new to emerge. As Lao Tzu teaches, when I let go of what I am, I become what I could be. Another important preparation is strengthening the connection with the collective. The Age of Aquarius is marked by the valuing of community and cooperation. This means cultivating empathy, active listening, nonviolent communication, and the ability to work together. It is a time to dissolve barriers of separation and realize that we are all interconnected in a web of interdependence. Moreover, preparing for the new age requires an openness to constant learning. The accelerated pace of change demands a flexible mind, willing to explore new ideas and perspectives. This does not mean accepting everything without discernment, but being willing to question established truths and seek knowledge with curiosity and critical spirit. Reading, attending courses, listening to different voices, and exploring spiritual and scientific traditions are ways to expand our worldview. The health of the body should also not be neglected in this preparation. The Age of Aquarius values the balance between mind, body, and spirit. Practices such as yoga, tai chi, and mindful eating help create a state of harmony that facilitates the integration of the transformative energies of this period. The body is the temple where internal and external changes are reflected, and taking care of it is an essential part of the process. Another key element is cultivating emotional resilience. The changes brought by the new age will not always be comfortable, and there will be moments of challenge and uncertainty. Developing the ability to face difficulties with courage and adaptability is essential. This includes learning to deal with frustrations, accepting what cannot be changed, and maintaining a positive outlook in the face of obstacles. As Viktor Frankl said, "Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies our power to choose our response." Finally, preparing for the Age of Aquarius calls for an authentic spiritual connection. It is not about following dogmas or superficial rituals, but about establishing a genuine bond with the sacred. Whether through contemplating nature, practicing prayer, or studying spiritual texts, the important thing is to find a way to nourish the soul and align with the universal energy that permeates all things. Preparing for the new age is, above all, a commitment to evolution. It is accepting that transformation begins within us, and that, as we change, we contribute to the change of the world. This is the invitation of the Age of Aquarius, to become conscious agents of a future that, although uncertain, carries the potential for a new awakening for humanity. A call for each of us to become the protagonist of a collective story. It is time to awaken, question, and build a future of light. Are you ready to live this transformation? Leave a comment below about how you perceive the Age of Aquarius and what you are doing to align with this energy. Let's continue this conversation together. Thank you for watching.